Yeah. We're back. Somerville Line, meet the talents. This is Jay Spriggs, my co-host Kim Shire. Look pretty. All right. Before we move on, we just watched a few good videos. One of them was by my man Vid the Visionary. He'll be performing tomorrow with me DJing at Out of the Blue Art Gallery in Cambridge. You should come and check us out. Also, my man Chad Shabazz that you saw up here talking earlier, I found out he'll be performing there too. And speaking of performances, the Somerville Line is going to be conducting their third annual Evolution of Hip Hop Festival in conjunction with Somerville Arts Council. What's the Word? Radio show and Experience Creative presents October 1st, which is when's October 1st? Sunday from 2:30 to 6:30. So you guys should come out and check that out. They have some great artists. I say Oompa, which is a person who I've gotten to see live before. I DJ'd at a place out here in Somerville, and she came and she like tore it down. You would have thought like Lauryn Hill was in there. To be honest, that's just me talking. Also, I see Marcella Cruz, another great artist. Shout out to my man Nelly Pro Tools, who's I know he's been doing a lot of things with her, but I see a lot of great artists on here. Also Vid the Visionary, he's getting there. Everybody but Jay Spriggs. Definitely
All right.
don't see Jay
Moving
Spriggs.
on, our next talent is Roy. Roy's a photographer, and I'm going to take it to you, Roy. Why don't you tell us about yourself?
Well, it's nice to be here. I'm here because I met Heavy through Craigslist. I'm a Craigslist addict, and I buy and sell things all the time. And
I have an Apple Mac charger on there for sale, $40. Just letting you know.
Wait,
But
you
go
buy
ahead.
heavy?
Keep going.
no, I don't buy Heavy, but
Oh.
Heavy's listed in the gigs, and so I came across as looking for photographers and models wanting to build their portfolios.
You're a model too?
Yes, I model. No.
You look like it.
I know, right?
And that's no
Check
age
it.
to that. Oh,
I
homo.
know.
But,
Check
but
it.
to be honest,
He's good looking.
I was telling Roy off camera, like
Yeah?
Jeepers Creepers, you got you got a tailor. And he
It's
told
my
me
wife. My
your
wife
wife
is
is
my
a
tailor.
tailor,
I
and she
know.
did all the right things, laid you out,
Yeah.
crisp,
I
clean.
I
appreciate
know.
it.
He's,
She'll appreciate it too.
yeah,
All right,
he's
let's
good
go.
looking.
But I've been the family photographer for 40 plus years, and never in any of the pictures unless you hand them the camera and say, take my picture to show I was here. All the family reunions, things like that. And I've got a degree in electrical engineering from University of Texas in Austin.
Excellent.
And so an engineer is a problem solver. And I like to build things. I do woodworking. I do crafts and things like that. I have lathe and turn things. And I've been doing photography for a long time, and I retired 3 years ago. And just this last week, I sent my daughter my itinerary. I said, I've got photo shoots all weekend. I'm flying to Boston. I'm doing this. I've got 2 photo shoots this weekend. And she come back and said, you're retired. And I said, retired means you get to do what you want to do. And
Yes,
I've always
sir.
wanted to do photography. And of course, it's a fairly expensive hobby.
Yes.
And I just bought a new camera, and all this. I've been telling my wife I was saving my money to buy this new camera. And the line of work I'm in and the degree I'm in, I don't make enough money to afford the camera I've got. So I had to dip into my savings and bought the camera anyway. And because by the time I saved that much money, the new model would be out, and I couldn't afford it. So I've been enjoying the new camera. I've brought it here. We've got photo shoots this weekend with Kim and some others. And photography to me is also, I've got a very nice computer system. And I shoot in RAW, and I go in and I manipulate the photos. I do black and whites. I do black and color, and I do things like that. And to me, that's...
He makes us look good.
I make you look good. I try anyway. I mean, you've got to start with something pretty good, and then you try to make it great. And it's that, I guess that's the artistry that I like doing, just creating. It's not, anybody can take their cell phone and take a picture, and with the cell phones nowadays, you get some pretty, you can get some very good
Megapixels are
pictures.
like crazy, right? Yeah.
And but the new camera and the lenses and things like that you can do, and like I say, you put it on your computer, and that's where the art. That's where it becomes a photograph. It's not a picture. You get a photograph. And by meeting Heavy through Craigslist, I've done 5 model shoots. You know, I never would have been able to meet these girls. I mean, you know, what a terrible hobby this is. You know, you go out and you take pictures of beautiful women.
It's tough, man.
It's really tough. But somebody, I mean, you know,
somebody's
got to
do it.
Somebody's got to
Definitely.
do it. And I volunteered. And I've got about 4 more to set up when I get back to Texas. And
good man. You're doing us a service.
I try to make Heavy's job hard. You know, I send him all these pictures, and he's trying to decide, you know, for the calendar shoots who to put there. He's only got 12 months. And I said, you know, well, some calendars have 16 months. You know, you could do that.
Now you're talking.
Or we can have a full Texas calendar. You know.
When did you first get into photography?
Well, like I said, I've been doing it. I mean, you're not old enough to remember flip flashes and little cameras like that, the little Instamatics and things like that.
So where did you get your first camera from?
Oh, I probably just bought it at Best Buy or something like that. You know,
so you bought it with your own money?
Own money, and
okay.
And like I say, you do that, and then you moved up to. I had a Sears camera that used Minolta lenses, and then I went into Minolta, and then Sony bought out Minolta, so I was a Sony guy. So now I'm still a Sony guy, and I know a lot of people are Nikon and Canon and stuff like that, but it's not
a Sony guy right now.
I'm still a Sony guy.
Okay.
Like I said, the new camera is the new Sony. It's fairly impressive. I still have a lot to learn. It shoots 42 megapixels, which is eating up the hard drive on my computer real quick. Used to think a terabyte was a lot of memory. I keep having to move files around to have room to save them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just crazy. I mean, I'm old enough that the first computer I had, my cell phone, my iPhone, is more powerful than probably the first 3 or 4 computers I owned.
Right.
You know, it can do more. It's amazing. And being an engineer, I appreciate that. You know, I know what it takes to do that. And I worked at Lockheed Martin for 38 and a half years. And wrote software and built hardware and things like that. And like I said, I like to create. That's a job I had. You'd start from scratch. You'd have a design. You'd build it, see it through, write the software, and then sell it to the government. And so. But
now you're doing something that you really like.
Yeah, I really like this. It's like I said, you get out, you meet people, and like this right here. I'd have never. This is really out of my comfort zone, I guess I would say too.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun.
I've liked everyone I've met.
Yeah.
They're great. And
you wouldn't say otherwise, right?
No.
I mean,
no.
we're right here.
I mean, they didn't even pay me to say that. So it's really nice.
I mean, it's okay if you don't like Jay, but I mean.
I like Jay. He likes my suit. You know.
I love your suit.
And
I love your suit.
But it's really been a interesting event. It's going to get even better with the modeling.
And I didn't even get into your haircut yet.
Oh. I know,
I
right?
love it.
Oh.
It is nice.
Yeah.
Like the gray. It used to be black.
Yeah,
I had 2 daughters. I had 2 daughters, and it used to be real black.
We
so
like
is it an issue when you show up looking better than your models?
Don't you dare!
No, I'm just asking.
Did you hear off camera? She's going to be dressed as Wonder Woman tomorrow.
Okay, then that's a good thing. You got looking forward to.
So my Instagram of roy.a.mayes may have some Wonder Woman pictures on it.
No, she has a little Linda Carter in her.
Yeah,
definitely. I see it.
I always wanted to be Linda Carter. I had Wonder Rose.
I see it. Wow, good stuff.
I did.
Okay, well, Roy, where can we find your? Do you have your photography online?
I do.
Do you have your own website?
I don't have my. Well, I have a portfolio which I just started within the last few weeks.
Okay, so we're going to be right back with Roy, and we'll get all of his information after a quick break.
Bow.
welcome back. Again with Roy, the photographer. Just wanted to finish up with him and let him give us our information, or his information, I should say, as to where you can find his photography.
Yes, I've just started an Instagram account, and it's at roy.a.mayes. It's M-A-Y-E-S. And you can find my photographs there. If you want to contact me, I've got a portfolio that shows a lot more extensive business-wise, where I do weddings and events and things like that. The Instagram will just have the pretty models usually on it. So that's what most people want to see. What I'd like them to see is the portfolio and try to make a few dollars here and there. So that's.
Well, we really appreciate you coming on and coming all the way from Texas, and I can't wait to work with you tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to it also.
So thank you for coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
No problem. So next up, or are we going to do a video right now? We're going to do a video right now, and then we'll have our next talent. Thanks.
Yeah. Do it for the culture, man. Vid the visionary. Let's go. My apologies, it's been so long, and as I watched everything that's gone so wrong, I know you all been missing what it's like to hear a song, but I might just have to rip this. It's the return of the lyricist. Anyone mumbling over something gon' be fearing this. All of them delirious. I wonder where the parents is. This character's hilarious. Come on, homie, you serious? I came from an era where the measure was putting something together. See who's better with the letters, with the microphone set up. 2-deck cassette, and we rock it to the early light. Who am I? Call me Vid the visionary. Descriptive with scriptures like the pictures in the dictionary. Listen, this has been my mission ever since I started living. I won't get up into all the shit that I've been through. It's essential that I mention I've been in it for a minute. Difference is I focused on the lyrics, not the business, which is why I'm trying to get this in position for the listeners. Get all of my favorite MCs to maybe visit us. F it with the effort, I'll come see you myself. These politicians won't concede any wealth, nah, but that's the hand we was dealt. And once in a while, we'll all be needing some help. Damn right. So big ups to all the people that been with me, worked alongside me while I'm grinding on my grizzly. Yeah, ain't no mystery, I'm in it for the history, so my legacy lives on even when I'm 60. It's he, it's just me. Adjust rhymes to line up with the timing of a sick beat. That's how I like it, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Got them all like, who's he? Ha, I see confusion in the streets. A lot of people hurting, no improving or relief. A lot of people searching for an answer to believe, but also lots of positivity. I see that not everybody wants the same thing, so the opportunity for unity is all game. All